So I apologize for having to push the live back one time because I had to get things set up for you. I said set it up. You know that ain't no word. That's L Davis. But anyways, it is the end of the night for me, and we definitely need to do the breakdown of this man that's the pusher, the man that is the pusher, the one that has broke through social media and has used people for his own gain, any means necessary. We already figured out quite some time ago that he was doing it to Blueface and piggyback off of doing it to Chrisean Rock once Blueface went to jail. So I want to say shout out to Rosen, first one in the live. You were in here at 9:29 p.m. Then Cyrus, salute to Cyrus. You were in here at 9:53. Also make sure you subscribe to the second channel because there'll be times I won't be going live on my main channel and I'll be doing other commentary videos on other entities. Like the Keffe D might one day be on my second channel. You know what I'm saying? In Wack 100. And we won't be speaking about Chrisean Rock. But yes, we're gonna do the breakdown of allegations that have been swarming around for quite some time about, you know, Wack 100's position with his alternative motives for his proteges, and what is his alternative motives for them. And then when this Keffe D situation came about, you know, to me it struck a chord, and it brought a lot of things to light to me. How he had Chrisean Rock in his mouth a lot after Blueface went to jail, and he was doing it for clout. I mean, he literally built YouTube channels and was inserting Chrisean Rock, who had nothing to do with the kind of content that he was creating, but because she was hot on the algorithm, and so was Blueface at the time, and still is, she was a conversation piece to be talked about and for him to profit off of. And that's why he's doing everything in his power to keep Blueface under his belt, because he has some work in the making for Blueface as well, where he's gonna profit from that. You know, everybody in Wack 100's circle serves a purpose in his pawn game. And if it takes obviously for him to do it to a female, like territory he doesn't even mess with, and drag that person to the extent that he has dragged Chrisean Rock, painted her in a bad light, knew that the public would believe it because even though they don't get along, he knows her in real life, and people are gonna, behind what he says, make an opinion on how they feel or see Chrisean Rock, because they're gonna, even if they don't like Wack 100, they're gonna take his word for whatever he says, because he's Wack 100 and he knows Blueface and Chrisean Rock, which I think is unfair. Because if a person, it has gone wrong in life and he's on some demon time, and he decides that he wants to you know do a smear campaign on you, that's what he's gonna do. And I think that he's doing smear campaigns on a whole lot of people out here in the industry, out here on social media, and towards Blueface, which I hope Blueface, starts to see the light and tries to easily, but carefully get himself away from this situation, because it can become dangerous. Um, we already see how he has dragged Chrisean Rock's name on other platforms. He you know, will insert Chrisean Rock's name on platforms that don't even cover content like Chrisean Rock. That's like way out of their league. So, money is the root of all evil. And, Blue Blueface has to see this. And if he's really trying to go forward with Chrisean Rock, he's gonna have to protect his family. And one thing that he has to do alongside with Chrisean Rock is they need to clean up their circle. Clean house, You know what I'm saying? Get the money that you need to get so you can pay your legal obligations. This goes for the both of them, Blueface and Chrisean Rock. And if y'all are gonna be together and do your 1-2-1-2, do it. But leave outside forces out of the equation because it can get real dangerous. We already see right now what he's doing with Keffe D, and allegedly, I hadn't had time on the back end to check it, but I heard that it was denied the bond that he was supposed to put up, um Wack 100, because for number one, you're talking on jail phones about the plans. You're talking on a jail phone about sending most likely a contract to be signed while still incarcerated for Keffe D to do. Allegedly, because it came out of Wack 100's mouth, the contract was signed from Keffe D and he had to put his John Hancock on it to seal the deal. But then the news is saying that no contracts can be signed for anyone to talk about the alleged unaliving of Tupac because the trial starts, I think, in November, the wintertime of 2024, October, November of 2024. I had played the news coverage earlier today, but how is Wack going to go around that without getting himself in trouble? We know he has a lot of tricks up his sleeve, but how is he going to really go around doing this without getting himself in trouble? So I want you guys to listen to what he exactly said out of his own mouth, because we all know that Wack 100 has loose lips and sometimes they sink ships. And I want you guys to leave in the chat or the comment section of this video your thoughts, and let's put together what Wack 100's motives are.
I give always came together in his own weird way. Like, watch this. And I just got this yesterday. With R&B being a book writer and my diaper, doing what it's doing. And I just got this contract signed yesterday.
From the
right? No.
Oh, okay.
With me, I always end up running into something that relates back to something I need to complete. So what you're looking at is a contract between me and Dwayne Keffe D, right? The one that's in jail for killing Tupac, right? I just did a life rights deal with him to do a TV series and movie and license out and seeing things of that nature. So I'm telling y'all now, Wack will be bailing out Keffe D out of Nevada County Jail, right? I just got that yesterday. I gotta sign it. You see his signature's there, right? Part of our deal, I gotta bail him out, put him on the salary. They gonna have him on house arrest. Remember, I'm telling you, when you look up in the next week or 10 days, it's gonna take that because they thing out there, when they do house arrest, they gotta go inspect the house, approve the house, and all that.
So that's one thing I know about celebrities, or even just in them. Like, you're not gonna speak on it confidently unless you already emotion on it. So I get that. I picked that up already. I understand that.
Oh, there go the car. I just got that signed yesterday. That's a fact. I still ain't even put my John Hancock on it.
But my question, without going too heavy into
But no, I'm saying that because that is.
I'm hearing all of these plans that he was talking about in this podcast were denied by the courts. Now I'm gonna get further details from it because sickly enough, I should say, people can say it was denied just trying to plant the seeds, and run with the narrative that Wack 100's plans of trying to get coins, get money off of Keffe D because of the Tupac Shakur allegations and that he's locked up for Keffe D. People don't want to see him get them coins. People be pocket watching. And maybe in fact they didn't deny it. So I'm not too sure. So I'm not gonna confirm or deny that. But what I'm hearing, allegedly, the courts, the judge denied the bond, and because of the denial, from what I'm hearing, they probably pulled the the phone recordings of the jail calls with Big Mouth Wack 100 and Keffe D, and Keffe D being so thirsty to get out, they were like, Keffe D has plans to get out, but in return, do a favor, which is discuss the case with the alleged unaliving of Tupac, and the court proceedings are gonna start in the wintertime, and this could mess up the case. And who knows, it could be for the better of Keffe D, because it could mess the case up, and then they have to throw things out, and then maybe Keffe D can walk, or it can worsen it for Keffe D. Either way, the courts don't want the case being spoke about, no movie deals, no books being made off of Keffe D getting a bond because of Wack 100 and spilling the tea to Wack 100, because Wack 100 is trying to profit from all this. So I'm hearing that it was denied. So this was prior to um they're saying Keffe D was supposed to be getting released because of Wack 100 putting up a percentage of the 700 and I think $50,000 bill, which is almost $1 million bond, well, bill bond, same thing. But I don't think that it took place. But again, I'm not gonna confirm or deny it until I do further research to see if Keffe D did in fact get out on that bond because of Wack 100.
A television series on his book. So now, with me being hands-on with this, right, I'll know how to structure mine.
I feel you on that.
You know what I'm saying?
I feel you. See, like, you know them more than I do. I don't know. See, I start hearing about him.
Oh no, you know who that is? That's in there. That's Baby Lane. Baby Lane is the one they say was the gunman. That's his uncle.
Okay,
yeah, that's his uncle.
Okay.
That's the one they say passed him the gun. That's the one they arrested. He in there, right? But so you say, well, Wack, why you want to do that? I sat back and I thought about it. I've been watching 50 Cent give everybody the blueprint. You get a notable story, right marketing, keyword marketing. I said, yo, man, gonna be like OJ going to trial. This really going to trial for killing Tupac. That's $10 million of free marketing up to every camera in the world gonna be there.
Yeah, they gonna
so if while he's going to court and he's free, and I can get 30, 40 episodes out of it. That first 10 is gonna be just, his adolescence, his growing up. As long as I got that first 10 shot complete around that trial happening, and I can cross promote, learn about this man that's there on that, we on.
My thing what threw me off is how can, and I'm gonna say this respectfully and peachy creamy, right? How could something like that be away for so long and then it pops up 20 years later? Everybody's feeling and telling, like, how was they able to keep that?
Well, there's no statute of limitations to murder, and this is a cold case that was a slap in the face to the law enforcement, because
the department.
It was never. So then you got Keffe D, who got a little cocky, wrote a book and started running around doing podcasts. You know what I'm saying?
TV.
And from that led to the arrest.
Got you.
Well, now he wasn't a gun man. He ain't killed.
It's still alley hoop for you, because you and him got other businesses away from that.
Well, no, I met Keffe D one time in my life, maybe about 6 months prior to his arrest. Actually, the same day he went and did Vlad, which is they using that against him, he came to my studio and I met him. And we talked because I was trying to buy the rights to his nephew, Baby Lane, Orlando. The one that actually
I know
did it. Right?
I got you.
So he put me with his sister, just Baby Lane mama. And, and come to find out, Baby Lane got like some daughters, maybe 3 or 4 daughters. So now the journey is to sitting down with them, sitting down for legal with them, figuring it all out. And the process of that, Keffe D goes to jail. Now, Keffe D, 60 years old. I really wasn't tripping Keffe D. I wanted Baby Lane's story. But then once he goes to jail about 2 weeks ago, he calls me.
Keffe D ain't gonna see a profit nowhere near as much as Wack 100 is going to get off this if he can manage to get Keffe D off on that bond. You can't even imagine how much he's taken from Blueface. You think that Blueface, that's his manager, and usually the protege, the artist gets more than the manager. The manager's only supposed to get a percentage. Ain't no telling what on the back end Wack 100 has got from Blueface. And I see how Chrisean Rock tries to stay clear from him. I think that is why he stays dragging her name, because she won't sign on contract with Wack 100 because he's a slime ball. She got enough things to be dealing with. She don't need to be putting her John Hancock on any contract with Wack 100, because if it doesn't work out, he got so much to use against that girl. It wouldn't be funny. You know what I'm saying? And further character assassinate her if it wasn't a workout.
What up, y'all? 60 years old. It's a different thing. Boom, 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 boom. Whack. We really need to do something, man. Let's figure out something we can do. Boom, boom, boom. Man, I got my book. What book? You got a book? I hear keep here. I got a book. I'm gonna have my son see you the link. So I seen the book. He called me again, and I said, "Yo, just give me a quick breakdown." He said, "Wack, I'm the one gave Easy his money to get started. I was also part of the group of people that gave Suge his money to get. Hold on, bro. That gave Suge his money to get started. Yeah, hold on. I gave Suge. I was part of the group of people that gave Suge his money to get Godfather Entertainment started. I also was the street security for Puffy and Biggie. I was there when Biggie died. Baby Lane is my nephew. I brought him to the game. I was distributing PCP and cocaine across the United States. Right? You ever watch that Unsolved?
Yeah, I seen it.
Lorenzo Tate's brother? He's the one playing Keffe D.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I
He
do
said,
remember that.
then the Tupac murder, this, that, and then how my nephew ended up getting killed, and how Suge dropped the bag on his head, but they couldn't get him. But Suge ended up paying my nephew $60,000 as that is going on to take the stand in his trial to say he was trying to help him and not kick him. We got all the book. I said, yo, so you want to do a life rights deal for me to do a series, book, boom, boom, boom. I said, Wack, what you gonna do for me? I said, I'll bail you out of jail. He said, the bail $750,000. Let me worry about that. We'll bail you out. I give you a salary while you're on the street, cut you into the back end this percent, boom, 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 boom. He said, put the paperwork together. Put it together, and boom, there you have it. That's it. I just got that back yesterday.
Loose lips sink ships. This is crazy how he's literally on this podcast like nobody's going to hear him. And he's just telling you the whole game plan. All the way to the courthouse, the justice system. Now, like I said again, I heard allegedly he is not going to be able to bond Keffe D out. Now, I got to go look up this myself. I was too busy trying to put this together to present how this dude be really moving in real life. So I wanted you guys to see this, and I would take and further look into whether or not he was released today, Keffe D, or not. But like I said, Wack 100 talks too much. So, who knows if this is gonna take off. He's already got his figures all summed up of over the next couple of years, how much he's gonna profit from Keffe D and other entities like I said, like Blueface. And think about it, whatever Blueface makes with even with Chrisean on the back end, trust and believe, Wack 100 has a hand in that too. He has a hand in everybody's money. But as a manager, you're supposed to have your hands in everybody's money. You're supposed to be getting a percentage. But I think that he's be taking more than just a percentage. And this is just my opinion. All statements are allegedly.
I'm gonna sign it today. I sent it in to my team. You know my team, the South. You know what I'm saying? Who behind me with it. We're gonna issue bail this week, and when you hear Keffe D's been bailed out, you gonna know it's old Wack 100.
Yeah. Damn, wow.
That give
Okay.
them some more work to hate me about.
Wow. No, see, and see, you was dropping so many jewels. See, I can't hold me. That's why I didn't mean to cut you off. But you said that he gave money to Easy. See, in my mindset, I'm thinking Easy was hustling. Easy put the money together
Okay.
and funded. See, that's why I'm throwing what I'm saying. So
How can I
I gotta
give it
break
to
it
you?
down. I gotta break it down.
I'm gonna give you, and this is really not the exact, but understand this.
I
Easy
pick up
trade.
what you dropping.
Listen, Easy's Trade the Truth. Keffe D is both Prince. Okay, that's the difference in the money.
Gotcha. Okay, I see what you're saying.
Not to say that Trade the Truth can't, but you know it's a lot of money over there with that. You know what I'm saying?
I got you. I see what you're saying now.
Yeah.
I see what you're saying.
In the 80s and the 90s.
So Easy was the face.
No, Easy, yeah, exactly. You know, Keffe D was a straight hustler. You gotta remember, distributing cocaine and PCP at the same time. That nigga getting money.
It's almost like me, people thinking Rick Ross is Rick Ross, and then you see the real Rick Ross, and it's, oh, wow, now I just have to take a step back. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
there
that's
you go.
that's all I'm saying. Like, I'm taking a step back to know that Keffe D was the CEO behind the scenes, even though he wasn't actually the CEO. He just was funneling the CEOs that we see today. You see what I'm talking about?
Yeah, you know, he had his hand in a lot of shit, you know what I'm saying? So, but I got at least a 30 part, you know, that's giving me 3, 4 different seasons, 3, 4, you know, I got relationships. Andrew Ruff, you know who that is?
I heard of the name, I don't know him.
Andrew Ruff is the chairman of Paradigm. Paradigm is like an agency like CAA, ICM, that.
William Morris or something like that. Yeah.
Andrew Ruff is my friend. He got 800 agents under him, 3,000, I think. That's my friend. I just put Benny Boom over there, so I call Benny. Can you attack?
Who does a podcast with an airhead who is smoking weed? I guess it must be strong, and he's coughing in the podcast. That right there gives you a clear sign of Wack 100 being the type of dude. He's always getting clowns to have around him so he could be the star of the show. Wack 100 always wants to stand out from the crowd. So he gets crash dummies that don't know any better, don't know how it looks. There's no etiquette into doing a podcast, and you conveniently want to be smoking a blunt and choking and coughing all on a podcast. Like, how professional is that? Like, really? Hey, Cancer 66. It says, OMG, I finally caught a live. I've been missing you, SL. Hey, salute, Cyrus. You were one of the first in the chat. You and Rosen. Did y'all get your notifications? Because I set up here and edited this whole podcast that this man did yesterday. Well, 2 weeks ago, not yesterday. What am I talking about? And I seen it yesterday, and I had to edit it. And I said to myself, I did all of this, and these people ain't my people ain't in the chat. I said, this is crazy here now.
Ask yourself to this, no problem. Andrew, can you help me with this? I'll help you structure everything, talent, whatever. My team in the South behind me, they got contracts already with major motion pictures. They've been waiting for them to deliver because of who they are. They're very prominent people in this music game. So, you know, call me what you want. Develop a phone book that got strong relationships, and I can sit here and put it together. Right? So while they hating on Wack, Wack is in their backyard signing deals.
Through the influence and relations.
Signing deals, if y'all want to put it over there. So, you know, end of the day, I'm going to conduct my business, do my business. For all you to say you real, you from that side of the street, the same city, why you didn't go Belly Mountain put the play together? You know why? You're too busy paying attention to Wack. So now, as you heard me say, I start this, the crossover to this, and the crossover to that. Television, Tronics, that's prescription-based television, right, is a TV series, right? My dice over there, And then now, once I'm done with this and I'm experienced with how this works and come together, I'll be able to do my own on me.
Mm-hmm.
By the time this come out, the diaper's gonna be I should be at a $500 to $1 billion
I'm
evaluation
not
between
underestimating
all
them
the
at all.
contracts I'm closing over the next 3 to 6 months, right? And this to come out,
I
I
know he
have the
got some
credit
stuff with him.
on that, and I can have R&B in the meantime, between time, starting to write my script on me. She done wrote 7 books,
But all things
so
come to an
it's
end to
coming
people
together,
like
man.
him
Yeah,
I
too.
got my next 5 years, God willing, pretty much mapped out for me.
yeah. You got to plant the seed if you want the plant to grow, man. I say that all the time. You got to really plant it in, and that's what I'm saying that you really did on.
All things come to an end, so I'm not gonna sit there and big him up. All things come to an end. Yeah, he don't underestimate him. And that's my whole point. Because nobody could understand for the longest time why he was sitting up there dogging Chrisean Rock out right after Blueface went to jail. He got worse with it. I mean, he was doing it when Blueface was out, but he just took it to another level. I mean, he was literally going on to every podcast where he knew that this information would get out of how he felt about Chrisean, stuff that Chrisean may not have wanted him to be discussing with the public, trying to character assassinate the girl. You know what I'm saying? So ain't nobody over here underestimating Wack 100. I know the power um of that dude. And I'm not saying it in a positive light. I'm saying it as in people need to pay attention to people like Wack 100 because that dude is a slime ball. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, he he reminds me of a baby, and this is just my opinion. I could meet Wack 100 right now and view him differently from a conversation I might have with him. But from what I see on social media, he just appears to be like a baby Suge Knight. It's like he's a manager. Sometimes, let me tell you, the scariest kind of people, and I've seen them in real life. I knew this girl. She used to always look out for people. She was the type of person you could borrow like a couple of hundreds from her, and she would give it to you as long as you paid it back. And she was always helping, helping, helping. But she was also not to be trusted because she had a bad habit of talking about people and running people's inner dark secrets that they may have shared with her. She would tell other people. So one day, this girl that knows us all said, I'm gonna put so and so on the phone because they think that she's just good person, and how can somebody who would is willing to give you a few $100, not like 20 or 40 or 50 or $100, but a couple of $100 to help yourself? Why would somebody like that throw salt on your name? She's always going on her way to do things for people, just like Wack 100. Come to find out, they put this girl on the three-way call. They told her to be quiet. And she was on the phone, the one that helps everybody out, that nobody can see nothing wrong with because she's always saving people. She's always helping people. She's always breaking her neck to be a support system to people. But she was the very same one that when you needed a shoulder to cry on, or tell her some personal information, she was also the one that used to drag your name, run all your business. Low key, some of these people, she didn't even like them, jealous of them, envious of them, and was giving these people that low key she felt insecure about, didn't trust them probably around her man, accused them at one time or another, accusing one of our friends of even being with her man. That wasn't even the case. She was just very insecure, and she would do anything in the world for you. But come to find out, the ones that let you know they don't like you are the ones you respect, because at least you know your position with them, so they can't cross you. But the ones that act like this person that I just described, who will act like they'll give you the world, they got your best interests at heart, but at the same time, you could have an enemy over there that could unalive you a second they get a chance to get someone that's close to you. and she would help them do it. And you would never think that she would help the enemy do something because she is always willing to give of herself. And it never made no sense to me because I'm like, she's just so cool. And she's the type of person, she's always trying to help. Sometimes it was almost like she was giving close to her last sometime. But that was all a facade. And that's scary. He's providing financial gain for himself. No, right. We'll put this type of info on an open podcast without a calculated mode. Right. That's what my point is. That's why I brought this up. And that's why I said it might not get a lot of views to it because of the simple fact that we're talking about Wack 100. You know what I'm saying? People don't want to understand he's part of the circus too. But he might not be the wow factor in the circus. It's the Blueface and Chrisean Rock. But we got to look at the bigger picture. And I got to give, credit to Chrisean Rock on this one because she sees through all the BS that Blueface might see. But I think that people say, oh, he ain't scared of Wack 100. But I think that he's a little intimidated by Wack 100 because of who he's affiliated with. So he sees the same thing, but he tolerates it because he just don't want no smoke. Sorry, I accidentally removed my previous comment. Oh, okay. But yeah, make sure y'all hit the like button as y'all come in. But yeah, you gotta pay attention, man, because there's a lot of there's a lot of layers to Wack 100. You know what I'm saying? And you guys got to also look at the big picture. Look at how many people he has outed as snitches or talked about stuff that again is unsolved crimes that he is very comfortable with putting on podcasts, going on people's channels, talking about, and nothing is done to him. That dude has not been touched. So I see everybody thought that Chrisean Rock was crazy when she was going around saying, getting on live, letting us know, like for her own protection, these people try to rob us. I don't care what Wack 100 said. Nobody's lying for no clout. And she was protecting herself by getting on live because she felt like if something was to happen to her, you better know where to point to. I agree. Blueface looks at Wack as an OG, but Blueface, I think he's intimidated big time from Wack 100 because he knows that he's affiliated. And I think that Wack 100 purposely puts him around that circle, shows him how he moves around that circle to put fear in him in a subtle way. He purposely knows that Blueface is not about that life. And he knows he can manipulate his mind by making him comfortable enough to bring him in areas in the lifestyle that we know Blueface ain't never in his life lived. Because you're not going to convince me that he's even a Crip, a schoolyard Crip, or a Crip, period. He's nothing about him gangster. He came out, I think, in 2017, 2018 to California, chasing a dream. The dream came a reality. He and Wack 100 was his manager, and he blew up, and now he's a one-hit wonder. But see, the reason why Wack 100 keeps him around is because he's very easy to be influenced. Just like he influences Chrisean Rock to crash, Blueface does. So does Wack influence Blueface. So y'all gotta pay attention. You know what I'm saying? So it's gonna be funny when people start pointing this out in the sector, exactly what I'm talking about. It's gonna be a big thing how this is gonna play out with the Keffe D, him trying, because he can't use Blueface right now, and he's been trying to get Chrisean Rock on deck. She ain't trying to go for it. She even said it herself, she ain't going for it. And that's one thing I respect about her. All money ain't good money, because yeah, she could still be doing what Blueface is telling her to do, which is to lay low. But if she signed the Wack 100, she still could lay low. She could be in the good graces, at least for now, with Wack 100 not dragging her name. he still would make a profit off her because there might be times that she might have to do appearances with him if she was signed underneath his label. But Blueface wouldn't have to worry about any other dudes because Wack 100 would make sure that that didn't happen. Because she would, like in some instance, because she was under Wack 100's label, she would know that she couldn't do certain things because Wack would go back and say something. You are right, but Blueface may also feel protected by him, doing little time instead big time. Yeah, that's true. You got a point there. Yeah, but I just feel like Blueface honestly is in too deep, and I know Chrisean Rock wants him to you know, um, go separate ways. I honestly believe, in my opinion, that she feels as though their relationship would be much better if Blueface had left, Whack 100 alone. It would make their relationship better if Whack wasn't in the equation. And I think so too. But he, like I was telling people on the back end, don't sleep on Whack 100. He has a lot of his hands in a lot of the dealings that are about to pop off once Blueface is out. And even if Chrisean Rock is not willing to sign to Whack 100's label, he's still gonna get money from whatever Chrisean Rock is doing on the back end because she's a part of Blueface and they're one. And even though the money's not gonna look like um it's either Chrisean's or all Bluefaces, they got it set up where I guess they're gonna split the money down the middle, whatever they do going forward. It ain't no you hold my money, all my money, and people think that Blueface is taking for all the money and spending it on Jaidyn. So that's one less thing for them to talk about. They're gonna be doing business deals together, but they have allegedly have plans on being together in the future. So they're trying to set up this empire, I guess, for generational wealth. Chrisean Rock and Blueface. That's what the plans were supposed to be. Now I don't know what the plans are now because Chrisean Rock is locked up. I do believe that when Chrisean Rock does get out, I'll tell you this much: she gonna get back to work. She's gonna I think take a sense of who she is back and do her big one because the way she's living right now, Blueface really not having an impact, in my opinion, on her life like he didn't when he was out. Like she has an impact on his life. She's holding him down while he's in jail, taking care of his obligations out here in the real world, which is what every 2 months she's paying for that storefront or whatever that he's trying to get fixed up that he has to pay every 8 weeks $15,000 to. She's sending him canteen money. She's accepting his calls. And only thing she couldn't do at the time was go visit him because she had warrants. But she was doing everything else. Plus, keeping up on her part of the deal as far as going and staying her butt in the house. So she's been doing her part of the deal. But what about his? It says, I understand your point, SL, but Rock and Blueface do not know how to handle their business. Oh, yeah, we already know that. But see, that's why Whack 100 doesn't want to get rid of Hood Unlocked. That's why Whack 100 don't want to get rid of Blueface because he knows that he don't know how to handle his business. And he can take advantage of somebody like Blueface because Blueface's priorities are all in the wrong place. And we all know that. We know it. So you can only imagine what Whack 100 sees. You can only imagine what Whack 100 sees and what he's willing to take advantage of if Blueface don't want to straighten up and get himself together. He's gonna take advantage of it. Period. And Blueface has to realize that. And if he doesn't, he's gonna learn the hard way. He's gonna definitely learn the hard way. So we'll see how it plays out. Because if they did, we would not be here. Blueface turned himself under the direction of his attorney who do Whack 100. Whack 100. He's really in control of everything. I sometimes feel like Blueface doesn't know how to do anything without Whack 100. He thinks that Whack 100 is the end all be all. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, it's only going to get worse when he gets out. You see what he's doing with Keffe D. If y'all know the backstory with it, he's openly admitting that he's trying to have a come up, a money grab off of Keffe D. The story of the Tupac. Keffe D allegedly was not the hitman, the Pum Pum man, but he ran his mouth and pretty much sometimes you could get more time than the person that did the Pum Pumin. That's an old saying. Sometimes you could be with someone who committed the actual crime, and because you were with them, my grandma used to always say this all the time, you can get more time than the person that did the unaliving. You know what I'm saying? But that's a whole story behind that. And he even admitted he's duplicating stuff that he's seen 50 Cent's do. And look at where 50 Cent's bag is at. He's a genius. That's why he keeps Blueface around. He don't keep Blueface around because Blueface currently has money and he's trying to keep him as his protege. He just knows what Blueface is capable of doing. But Blueface is so gone in the game or just so gone in the head because I don't think he's all that mentally stable. Says, I love your commentary. Thank you, Hood Unlock. I don't think that he's mentally stable, that Whack 100 knows that because he's not stable, he knows that he's not even himself sure or knows that he can make this money Blueface effortlessly, but Whack 100 knows it. And he's gonna keep him around because he's playing like he's his manager, but he's really, if you're asking me, in my opinion, he's swindling him. Because I'm quite sure he's getting way more money on the back end off of Blueface, and he would if he could try to get to Chrisean signing with them too. He definitely probably has his hands, or has had in the past his hands, in more money than Blueface would ever imagine. And they said that when it comes to business, that Blueface is pretty smart. But at the same time, who were the people that are complimented that he was pretty smart on his business decisions? You know what I'm saying? No shade to them. I ain't gonna mention no names. But anyways, Whack 100 is a genius with this saying that he's the manager, but he ain't no better than a mob boss. Somebody that's truly getting all the guap, getting all the cash. You know what I'm saying? I would hate to think that Whack 100 is people's managers, but he's getting more than what the proteges are getting. But I think that's the harsh reality, that he is probably getting sometime more than the proteges. You know what I'm saying? That's why you got to pay attention. It says, don't think he wants to sign Rock now. She's a liability. She's been a liability. She's been a liability the whole 7 to 8 months that Blueface has been locked up. Let people tell it, but he's shorting up and trying to, because even Chrisean Rock said out her own mouth, he sure ain't got no problem with trying to sign her. As much dirt he talks on her name, he ain't got no problem with trying to sign her. That's what it looks like to me. So Wax say one thing and meaning another. You know what I'm saying? I feed him with a grain of salt. That's how I look at it. But listen, I'm gonna get up off here, and I will be back on at 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for sure. Got some things to do early morning, 10 o'clock appointment. So I definitely a.m. appointment. So I definitely will be going live early at 7 a.m. I probably won't set up that live because at this point, you guys know that I go live at 7 a.m. So even if it's not set up prior to going live, you pretty much know I do a live stream once a day, 7 days a week at 7 a.m. So on your way out the door, thank you for chopping it up, Hood Unlocked. But on your way out the door, make sure you hit the like or the dislike button. And y'all stay blessed. Love y'all, and I'm out.